how I edit. Lightroom, Photoshop. So I get my images into Lightroom, right? Edit from there. Pick out the pictures that I want to take to Photoshop. Those are your highlights images, the images you want to focus on. Pretty much the portraits of the bride, portraits of the groom, their pictures together, then moments that you feel, oh, this moment is standing out a lot from the entire wedding. So I take those ones into Photoshop, right? But I pretty much just use only Lightroom and Photoshop. So in case you're wondering what I use to edit, Lightroom, Photoshop.
All right, fantastic. So Jefe asked that, I see that a lot of your pictures are perfect. How do you do that? Do you select the place? Do you select your brides? Number two, how can you market your business beyond your location or country?
Okay, so for the first question with pictures being perfect, I like to say when you're talking about bridal portraits, right? You would want to find the perfect scene. So you're shooting a bride in a hotel, you're actively looking for the best place to take the pictures. That's the perfect place you're looking for. But when you're talking about moments, I don't think the picture has to be perfect. The moment just has to be perfect. So a picture of, like the first one I showed you with them dancing, she's crying, you didn't curate the moment. That wasn't your call. It was just a perfect moment that you captured. Makes it a perfect picture. So if you don't have anybody that's crying during their first dance, sorry for you now. You can't come saying, cry, I need please cry. I need this picture to be perfect. No. So the picture doesn't have to be perfect if the moment is perfect. That's the beauty of weddings. It's like when Emmanuel was shooting this model, it was a perfect scene. He was making it a perfect scene by putting him here, putting the light in a perfect way, right? Moving him around, making sure he's positioned in the perfect way. So that's the way of shooting maybe a bridal portrait or groom's portrait or both of them together. You're looking for the best spot. Ah, this has the green. Let's go to the green area. You take them there to create the images, right? But the other part, you can't control how the images come out. But if the moment is perfect, the images will. But when we're now talking about editing, if I'm editing a picture, how I make it perfect is I remove the little details you see.
That can distract.
Yeah. I do frequency separation on the wall because I don't want it to have an odd shadow feel. I need it to be seamless. I need the wall to be, if I have a plain wall, I make the wall more plain. Like I need it to be clean and seamless. If the bride is wearing an outfit, I clean up the wrinkles and stuff, make everything clean and perfect. So I think that's how I'm going to answer your first question, how I make everything perfect.
And the second
But I mean, if you can force them to cry, you guy, reason them. Then the second one is marketing beyond your country. I think this is a business question, right? How you market any other products, trying to get it to the customer, or trying to get it to people who haven't heard about the product, amplifying your brand. I could say, I mean, there are different ways you could use in marketing your pictures. So I'll use an example of how I shot my first destination wedding. I feel like that will answer your question. So I was hired for the gig. It was getting to Ivory Coast. I had the conversation with the couple. And I asked them, I was like, if you watch my YouTube, if you follow my YouTube, I have that video there. They were just talking, and I asked, I was like, how did you get to know us? That's how I want to know how I marketed myself, Abi. And they were like, oh, Bella Ninja? Do you know Bella Ninja? Because they have an accent. Sorry, I'm accent. Yeah, do you know Bella Ninja? And I'm like, they're like, yes, we follow Bella Ninja. We saw your picture on Bella Ninja, and we're like, we must use you. Who was the marketer there? A blog, right? So what you can do for yourself is probably pay for the blog, right? Most of these vlogs pick up our pictures because, we have a familiarity, they know us, or, I mean, you're a popular person, they pick your pictures. But if they're not picking yours, go the extra mile. I know these people have packages now. I think one time they were doing it,
like
a discount,
20K.
like 20K deal or something. but there was one they were doing for like 200 grand for the space of 1 week. People would say, guy, that's expensive. But I mean, if you make the money,
returns.
the return is crazy. So what you do is curate a perfect shoot now. Let me use your first question, the word. Curate a perfect shoot. If it's a collaboration, you're the photographer, the makeup artist, the designer, all of you combine, bring money and pay for that week. That's it. So marketing yourself with blogs, reaching out to blogs, using hashtags, because when I started, I used a lot, or you could see someone's name or something on my picture that doesn't relate. Cars, Mercedes. Meanwhile, there's no Mercedes in the picture, but use hashtags. Hashtag for social media, the algorithm helps a lot. Use hashtags. And yeah, pretty much market. And I post, the way I post, I'll just give you, this is me deviating, but if you notice, I always post late at night, during the evening, not late at night, like during the evening, let's say 8, 7, because most people are back home on their phones, and that's the time they have maximum attention for social media. I'm not saying they're not using their phones now. Is the way you're using your phone now is probably in passing. You're probably just scrolling, but you're not seeing anything. But at that time, people are actively online. So that's when I actually just, post. So
I think one thing I should add is awareness.
yeah.
As a photographer, you must be 100% aware, not just of yourself, of your surroundings, of everything surrounding. Because if he's not aware, he won't be able to capture the moments.
Yeah.
If he's not aware, he won't know what is the best environment or what is the best place to take a particular picture. Awareness is number one. Knowledge is number two. When you know that, okay, well, putting this and this together forms a great picture. You can't fluke that. Even if you fluke it once and you don't understand what you did, you won't be able to repeat it because you won't know what you did. So knowledge is important. Awareness is important. It's knowledge that would say, okay, I've seen a odd number of things. Sorry, I've seen one person that is odd out of 10 people, but I want this one person to be center of attraction. I want to place her in the center so that the eyes go to her. That is awareness. That is knowledge. Yeah. That is knowledge. So all these things come together for you to... We don't always have perfect shoots.
Nope.
That's where curation now comes in. Know what you had, know what you remove. Not that the picture is less than perfect and you're just sentimental that it must go. No. The damage it does to you is more than more than the good or him or the sentiments that are involved. So 3 things: curation, awareness, and knowledge. They're very, very important and relevant to your own question. Because it's not every time that everything is perfect, trust me. And keep an open mind too, as he has always said that. Then the second thing, what I would add is... Marketing. What I would add to that is, when you do good work,
it markets
yourself. Now, that is now not enough. That is when you now need to do the extra. Because if you market yourself, if you pay better than Nigeria, your work is just subpar.
Yeah.
A few people would hire you and they won't hire you again.
Word of mouth also.
Word of mouth. A large number of his clients will be,
word of mouth.
Is this person that I use? Or is because I saw the way he dressed at the wedding. That's why we have to use him at my own wedding. Different things. For me, it's been, how you answered the phone is that's why we hired you. So everything has to come together. It's the wholeness that you're marketing, not just one part of it. It's not just your technical skills. I've seen amazing photographers, great photographers. They're very good in technique, but they are not making a good living.
People's skills is off because
yes,
people's skills is important because you're in a people service business at the end of the day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you for your answer. The next question is, how do you communicate pricing with your clients, and how do you deal with clients that are always after discount rates? That's number 1. And this question is from Promise. How do you get money timing when shooting weddings? Because shooting Nigerian weddings is drilling. Do they just give you enough time because you are Bedge? So those are the 2 questions.
Okay. So I'll take the first one. Communicating pricing. So there was a time in Abuja when I started out where there was actually word going around that, guy, you're too cheap, you're too affordable. Bedge is spoiling the market. It's too cheap, it's too affordable. I'm like, it's fine. It's not a problem. It's because, first off, I didn't get into the industry for money purposes or to make money. It's not like Sabab in the knock me left and right. I was like, I must go and learn photography to make money. So pricing wasn't really a thing for me starting out. But it's totally different now, right? What I did, I'll give you this for free, is I change my price every 6 months. That's how we do it. So from January to June, right, has a different price. From July to December we'll probably up it by like, you can put 100, 150, 200, right? Maybe your plan for that month is to hire new staff or get something new for the studio. Probably is pretty much business structuring, right? But what you shouldn't do is charge per client. What I mean is, because Dangote is coming to book you, you now say, oh, it's Dangote, add 3 million, join. I've had a conversation with a top photographer before, and that's what they do. Like, they chip in. They'll just, because of the profile, they profile you. Have a standard package. Just have a standard package that you use. No matter who comes, give them the price. Even if there are big weddings that I've shot for high-profile clients, and at the end, funny enough, you see them, you think, oh, they took my highest package. They didn't. But they took one of my packages that I am comfortable with. At the end of the day, if you shoot Dangote, Dangote brings hotel dollar. Right? That's how it is. So for your pricing, have a standard price now that you're comfortable with. And leave that for a while. Improve your skills, get to the next level, then you increase it, right? Discount. Well, the only reason now we give a discount is when you take multiple events. But that's because of, if someone is paying you, if someone is taking, like a northern wedding now that they have, like I told you, for a space of 7 days, those people are eligible for a discount, right? But if you're taking only one event, we don't give discounts. But mind you, this wasn't how I used to do before. All right? Give a discount if you're getting something back, if it's still going to be valuable. You can give Dangote now a discount. You shouldn't charge him way more, but you can give a discount because that job is going to get you more gigs. Is a top profile client. Why do I keep using Dangote as well? Like Dangote is
it's a benchmark.
It's a benchmark, but you know what I mean, right? Don't give a discount that stresses you out, right? Or maybe most people give discount because of the fear of losing out to the next person. Well, I see how that can affect you, but stand your ground at the end of the day. I think you should. I think you should stand your ground at the end of the day. Prove yourself. You can, before you give a discount, maybe offer another service. Before you give a discount, just say, okay, why don't I do an extra photo book for you? Knowing fully well that photo book, you can go and do it at a cheaper price than you give a huge discount. But that, why don't I do an extra photo book for you? He's even giving us more. Don't worry, pay for it. So I think you should just understand where your business is at now, right? So that my own side now, I can't give you advice on it because we have a policy until you're taking multiple events before we give you a discount, right? So does that work for you? So your pricing, just have your price points where value yourself, have your price points at that cap. Stand your ground, train yourself. It's pretty much training yourself in the business to not just, you're charging too much. Okay, let me check. Nah, stand. Thank you. This is why we charge this much. This is what we give. This is why our team is different from the rest. Even if the pictures, the other person, they're saying, this person is better than you, can tell them, yeah, but my team and my work ethic is totally different. we tend to what is that? Overpromise, overpromise, underpromise and overdeliver. When you attend some business classes, they'll give you a way. There are ways you talk to a client that the client will know that. Don't worry, it's not about the discount or the work. It's about how this person respects their business, their value. So it's very important for you to keep on with your prices. But like I said, for my own prices, we do a 6 months price review, right? So even if I'm not increasing my price, I'm probably taking something out, because what we did for for July to December now, we pretty much didn't take our prices up. We just took out pre-wedding. You see what I did there, right? I didn't add the price. I just took out a service. So now I'm not doing pre-wedding for you again. There's no complimentary pre-wedding. You have to now buy a pre-wedding package. So business structuring is a course on its own that you have to take. So that's our advice on this.
Fantastic. The second question.
Yeah. I won't lie to you, Shao. I'm enjoying the perks of being Bedge right now, because people tend to respect you more, right? But then again, they paid a lot. So if you pay someone that much and you don't give the person time,
it's on you.
It's on you now. Do you get? If you pay that much and you don't give time, it's on you. You always are. It's Nigeria. I don't know why. They just have problem with timing. It's the truth. And they want timeless image. So you can see how contrasting that is. They want timeless image, but they don't give you time. But this is what you can do, right? Communication will help. Always be clamoring before the wedding, or put in your contract. It's in my contract. If you don't give me at most 30 minutes, then whatever outcome is your business. We need at least 30 minutes. They know they give me 30 minutes. They don't, but it's just in my contract to protect myself. So no client comes to meet you and say, oh, I don't like my images. Do you remember when you were rushing, madam? Do you get? Just make sure it's in your contract. Because Nigerians are so dubious. Sometimes they'll be like, I don't like my image, give me a refund. And you're now panicking. You now go and give them a refund. But then, protect yourself with your contracts. It's a whole topic that we're teaching during the world class. Contracts, it was a whole other thing to protect yourself so you grow a tough skin. So for time management, communicate with them, let them know that you require enough time for pictures. During the wedding day, I call it future thinking, right? Is the part where they are doing the makeup and you're the timekeeper. Clamoring, we have time, we don't have time, or we need to do this. Go and start positioning where you want to take your pictures. So you can use your 2 minutes that they give you to the best of your abilities. So already know where you're going to position your clients. Once they're done, you take them there. And as time goes, I see the point, as time goes, you start being respected enough and they now have no choice but to give you time. But till now, I still have issues with time because Nigerians have poor time management.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, so communication and preparation is your answer for time management.
So the question from JK, he has 2 questions.
JK.
Yes.
JK.
That's Akim.
JK Rowling.
Yeah. So I'm not used to shooting weddings, but I would like to go fully into it. This is a question about gear. What advice can you give me based on your experience as a wedding photographer when it comes to camera? Okay. And how do you relate or deal with clients on the wedding day? I think we've talked about that, most especially the bride. Yeah. I think I'll just give you time to answer the question based on the camera. The second question, as a photographer, do you have to copy a specific person's kind of color grading? Since your clients know your pictures for a specific kind of feel, then continue with it? Or I don't quite get the question, but the answer I can give is don't copy.
No, don't copy. That's just a straight answer. Don't copy.
Don't copy.
You can adapt. Just take someone's, because I use presets, but I'm not the inventor of presets. They were presets before I even got into the game. So I got presets from photographers abroad, but then I tweaked their preset to suit our own skin tone and to even now get my signature style. Because I know someone bought one of my presets and he kept throwing me emails. My pictures did not change. I'm like, bros, I don't tell you, say now magic, you press one button. But I understood where he was coming from. So I was now personal with this question. I was like, no, the thing about presets is just a foundation to create what you want to create. Because presets alter colors. You don't even want to go and change someone's pink dress to purple. You get? So you even need to understand how to use presets. The guy he was like, sir, I bought the preset, but it did not do. I'm like, huh? So don't copy. Just take, be a picker. Take what you need and put in what you want. So when you were talking about gear, the first question on gear, how I started out is I maximize all my equipment before I move to the next one. I don't just do a bulk buy, right? Like I started out with my 60D with the kit lens. I used my kit lens before it was not kitting again. I used that kit lens, then I got a 50mm, right? I didn't get a 35, I got a 50mm. I was using my 50mm, getting all those prime, detailed, sweet bokeh shots, right? But then I realized, you're a wedding photographer, you need to start accommodating a lot of people in your shots. Kit lens is not doing the best, and I like my prime lenses, the 1.2, 1.4. So I moved to a 35mm, 1.8, 1.2, got that. Then moved to a wider lens, then start getting my telephoto. So I built my gear gradually, step by step, so I don't just get in. But what I'll tell you for free, if you're going into weddings, the 3 lenses you need is your 50mm, 35mm, and what's that one? 72 on. Your 50mm kind of
85.
Yeah, 24 to 70, but the 2, okay, let me just say 2. 50, 35. 35 most especially gives you a
sweet
spot. You get quite a number of people in one frame. And your 50mm, perfect for portraits. But then you start looking at your 85. When the money don't come, comes out, they look at your 85 and start exploring your different lenses, right? For cameras, understand that camera. Use it to the max before you get a new one.
Understand your tool.
Understand your tool.
What I always say about my tools, I try to make them an extension of me.
Yep.
So a lot of times when I'm holding them, I already know what I want to do. I don't need to look at the camera before I know what they're going to give me. I know their capabilities.
Yeah.
Just what day was that? We were shooting at, I think someone changed the setting on my camera and I didn't know. The ISO was like 50,000 something. And I just picked up the camera, I just kept shooting because I didn't check the ISO. And after, I was just like, oh my God.
Why is this so bright?
No, it's not even, because the pictures were good, because I compensated maybe with shutter speed or something. But I wasn't checking, I wasn't looking, that's the thing. I wasn't looking at numbers. I just knew that, I took a first picture, this picture is too bright. Let me just compensate with my shutter speed. So it was after, and I was like, who changed my ISO to 50,000, 51,200? What happened? But eventually, I was still able to use those pictures. And the funny thing is, moments. One of the pictures, it would have pained me so much, was one of the celebrants holding the hands of the mother. I'm sure no other photographer got that picture. Sure. It was Otedola holding the hand of the mother and fiddling. I could see it from where I was. Not a lot of people. It was kind of like under the table, just holding the hand. And I can imagine if my camera wasn't able to, if I wasn't able to recover the details, or maybe it was too grainy. After I shot at 51,200, I'll just be blaming myself that who told me not to.
What have I done?
Do you understand? So you have to understand your camera. You understand make it an extension of you. When you wake up, you pick up your camera, you take a picture. Is accurate. I think that's one thing about.
And invest more in lenses than bodies.
Absolutely.
So yeah, get your lenses more than bodies. Just
all right. What learning process did you subject yourself to help your creative thought process? That's from Sabigel.
YouTube taught me a lot. I was talking to Kayode when we're coming on how I learn. Because the first thing as a creative is to know how you learn, to understand how you learn. The way I learn is a very repetitive way. I need to watch something over and over again, right? So YouTube played a huge part for me. I say till today, I still use Prince Mason, Dodge and Bond that he dropped then. I still use it till date. So first off, YouTube, then the people you absorb, right, will conform your mind. You are a portrait photographer and you're watching only wedding photographers, or you follow only wedding photographers, follow the people that do what you want to be known for, right? But still get a little bit of both, a little bit of everybody to create yourself. So I'm open-minded to a lot of things. Music is not relating, no, but music. If you guys know, I'm a huge fan of Big Wiz, right? Music, I listen to a lot of music. I watch a lot of movies. Now I'm making my pictures look like it's from a film. Because someone commented on my page and I was like, it looks like it was shot out of a movie. I'm like, yeah, that's the point. Making my pictures look like it was shot from a film. So be open-minded to different photographers if you're a photographer, but also go outside that. Then again, don't forget, photography is also a business. If you want to start making money from photography, your favorite photographer might not be the best at business, or it might not even be teaching or giving business classes. Then you go somewhere else. Go and follow Tony Elumelu's mentorship. But my point is, be open-minded to a lot of things, absorb everything so that you can create your own touch.
Thank you. I always say your life is a reflection of where you spend your energies.
Yeah.
So, and your work is also a reflection of where you spend your time and energy. So I think if you want your work to be more elevated, spend time with elevated minds.
Yeah.
And I mean, it just cuts across. It doesn't have to be just photography.
No.
It's life, it's movies, go out, do other things, pick up hobbies, not just computer and photography all the time. So just because your creativity, sometimes creativity is inexhaustible, but your mind, if you don't feed it, it will starve.
You'll starve.
And that's just the thing. So you have to feed your mind constantly. If you need to go on trips, move out of Nigeria or go somewhere, even if it's in Nigeria, go somewhere unusual, experience, change your perspective.
Yeah.
I think that adds a lot
A lot.
to it. Esosa asked the question, I think we've already answered. So how have you been able to effectively build a team that understands your vision and runs steadily runs it with you steadily?
Building a team. Hey, do you remember in my class someone was asking, how did I get my team? It looks like they're very loyal and they're very, focused on my brand. That he needs something. He needs people like that. He needs that in his business because everybody just wants to come, learn, and run away. At the end of the day, people want to improve. People want to move to the next level. But no man is an island. You need a team. I see where some people get it wrong is the way my team is set up is everybody has a specific role. So it's not like I just have people that are doing everything and anything, right? I have an editor. His own is to edit. I have a receptionist. His own is to do this one. I have a light guy. His own is to hold light. I have a guy who's in charge of just making sure our bags are safe on a wedding day. That's his job. So it's not like you're using one person to kill
100 beds.
100 beds. It brings disloyalty. It brings exhaustion. They are not excited anymore. Another thing is pay well. Nigeria is a hard place, but if you're compensating and making life daily easy for someone, I feel like they'll be around for a minute. But on a wedding day, let me just give you team structure. I have 2 photographers, myself and another photographer. I have an assistant. That photographer has an assistant. Then we just have one other guy who we throw in the crowd and just get candidates, right? I think that would just be an effective team. Off work, you have, like I said, you have your editors, right? You have someone, if you have social media, there's probably someone who's handling social media, right? I don't know if you guys know Henry, Seven Guru. There's a tall guy who he's He's in the UK now, right? So moving to the UK, that's me moving to the UK as well, because I've trained someone to shoot with my style. You can't really train someone to shoot exactly like you. Nobody has your eye. It's like a print. It's just you train them well enough to know the basics and to make good decisions. I feel like that you can train someone to do. So he's there taking pictures. He can shoot a wedding for me there now. You get. So delegating, I'll use the word delegating with your teammates, giving them the exact task so you're not bombarding their mind. It's not the same guy who edits all night for you. It's the same guy you take to go and shoot the wedding all day. You're exhausting. Even if you are a workhorse, they don't have to be. You get, it's the truth. Even if you're a workhorse, they don't have to be. And in the class, the guy was asking, how are they loyal? How are they staying with you? I'm like, I don't know. It means if you're somewhere and you don't like the place, you automatically want to leave, right? It's like in my studio now, we don't work every day. Mondays, that's supposed to be the crazy day. That's the day we are chilling and reviewing what we did during the weekend. Everybody's chill. We have games. We're playing. We're talking. You schedule team bonding activities. Things to just... Don't forget, you're a business. You're a company. You have to treat it as such, right? So for being a photographer doesn't mean, work, edit. No, you have a business. You have to treat it as such. So just have people loyal to you by doing more for them.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think also communicating your vision.
Yeah, communicating your vision with them
is also very important.
Yeah.
And
making them your friends. Communicating your vision is key. So it's not like you're just ringing them on the phone. Come, we get wedding tomorrow, 6 a.m. That's it. It's like he probably has something to do and you didn't tell him 2 days or 3 days before. But for us, we are planning. We know the event we have next month. We know where we have to be. We know everybody that is working at that wedding. We know who's working at this wedding. So create a family, not a team, actually. I think that's how I put it. Create more of a family than a team.
So this question is there are two questions from Ifedayo, but I'll take just one. So sometimes couples at weddings don't wear their emotions on their sleeves. They worry about time, getting to church on time, not leaving guests waiting at the reception. How do you bring their emotions into their images, especially portraits?
Communication still. People skills. Yeah. I mean, they're always, during the wedding day, they're bothered about a lot of things. And they're not supposed to, because that's why they have planner. But you just still see bride worrying about, where is the car? Why is the car not here? Why is there a problem at the hall? That's not meant to be their worry. But poor management, poor planning sometimes leaves the client that way, which now affects your own job. But then I feel like it's your ability to get people out of whatever mood they're in. Because there was a time I had a bride who was furious. She had an altercation with one of our family members, and she was pissed. And I'm like, I never take portraits. So if I do this thing after portraits now, you get. But I went to meet her, we're talking. I started asking her, because that's me. I know a lot, right? Right? Cut across to not just...
Aware.
I'm aware. I'm into like fashion, so I can tell what a bride is wearing. I know who you're wearing. I can tell the shoes you're wearing, your hair. And I went there and she was serious. I was like, who made this dress? What are you wearing? And you could see she was just interested. Because the thing about wedding photography is you're kind of preying on people's vanity. It's not a bad thing. It's not as much as it sounds like a bad thing. It's the minute you walk into a groom's room and you ask him who's wearing, he's excited to tell you. He's like, guy, man, I'm wearing Gucci, man.
I spent money.
I spent money, man. Check. He bling, Abby. He just show for picture. You get that kind of thing. So I got her out of her mood by just asking her, what are you wearing? Many shoes are mad, Sha. You get. But it's just because of that, my people skill and ability to just read the room, get them talking. But sometimes they are pissed, leave them alone. Don't take everything as a formula. Don't, as I say now, you see angry bride, then go like, hey, so what are you wearing?
maybe it's even the, what's it called, that annoyed them.
Maybe you even annoy them. You get, it's just read the room, understand. If this is someone you have to leave alone. Because some people are rude. clients are rude. It's like I'm saying. So I was doing my master class, and I let the students practice before I could tell them what to do, because I wanted to see how they relate to people. And during the class, there was one guy who just went to bed and was like, turn. And I'm like, ooh. Because he's not really a wedding photographer, he shoots more portraits. I know if you're shooting with